Well, this is kind of a complete segue into a whole different topic, but I saw this post on your site, and when I read through it, I had to bring it up. It's the one on biohacking.
Do you want to
I
see the magnet? Do
sorry.
you want to see the magnet?
Sure, yeah.
I figured you'd bring it up. So I did make sure I was prepared. All right. We should have transitioned over to this. Is
We
the video frozen?
yes, it is frozen.
Give me a second. That's the wonders of. Okay. Let's see if we can get this working. Wonderful. You're just getting a nice crotch shot at the moment, aren't you?
No, I'm
But
seeing. I'm just seeing nothing at this point.
all right. Let me just disconnect really quick and I'll just pop back.
I wonder if this is gonna work. What? Hey, it's working.
And you can see me.
Yep.
Yeah. So, this is my hand. It's a very exciting hand because it's got a little something implanted within it. So it used a really quite big needle to do so. And you can see a tiny little scar there, perhaps. Yep.
Yeah.
So if I grab a magnet like so, and to all the audio listeners, I'm very sorry, but what you're seeing is my hand, and there's a tiny little scar, and it's on the blade of my hand, so the side by the pinky. And if I grab a magnet, ooh, there you are. You can see the skin
Are you
being
slightly going
pulled.
outside the frame? There you go.
Ooh, there we are. The skin being pulled and distorted by the magnet. Ooh, I'm sorry if this gets you demonetized.
We'll see.
But yeah, magnet attaches on the hand, and yeah, it's really fantastic. You might be able to see that little bump there, and it pulls the skin. So it's a tiny little capsule coated in bioglass, just under my skin there. Real funky, and you don't even see it when it's like that.
So, where do we even go? Where do we start with this one? Because I feel like this is a space that people I didn't have any knowledge about. I didn't even know this was a thing that people did. But I read through the entire post, and like this was the one where like sometimes I get distracted when I'm reading something. I was reading through this like I just have to keep going. I have to see what this is about.
Yeah. So the main purposes are either sensing or lifting. So being able to lift things, obviously it's a magnet. Magnets attract other magnets and other certain things. So you can lift things, pick them up, like bottle caps and paper clips and all sorts, using the magnet, which is fantastic and a great party trick. And you can pick up the spoon and you can stir your tea with it, and very good. And then the other benefit is being able to sense things. So being able to feel magnetic fields, and like it's like a sixth sense, almost like an extra sense that you can feel, and being able to detect things like that. Really rad. Yeah, it's weird. It's very weird.
What made you decide to do that?
I found out about it years and years ago, and I went, "Oh, that's really cool." And then eventually I decided, "Oh yeah, actually that is really cool. I would like one of those." And then last year I finally bit the bullet and got one, and I got it implanted by a professional. It's the Dangerous Things XG3 V2. The V1 had a little bit of a flaw to it with the cap popping off in some very rare cases. So the V2 is just a little like cylinder. I think it's 3 millimeters by 15 millimeters. I don't know what that is in American units.
Maybe they can work it out.
Yeah, it's your job, Americans. But it just sits inside my hand. It's got a little magnetic core with a bit of glass around it, so it's biosafe, and it also means that my fleshy skin bits and fleshy muscle and whatever won't attach to it. So to get it out, I can just make a small incision, then use a bigger magnet, and it would go and get sucked right out. So yeah, it's a bit odd, a bit weird, but incredibly cool, incredibly fun, and incredibly interesting to feel magnetic fields and be able to detect them and identify them and stuff of that nature.
Does having that ever cause any issues with like metal detectors, or if actually there's that one, and also if you ever go near, like, you know, in the rare situation you're near a big electromagnet, could that be a concern?
Uh, if I have a magnet near me, like those little magnets that you saw pulling my skin there, if I leave that on for too long, it will pinch and it will start to hurt. It's essentially like someone pinching your skin, but from the inside, which is a horrific thing to say. So with like MRIs and things, it can be an issue. It's obviously a big spinny magnet. So there have been people who have gone through MRIs at like a low Tesla with a magnet implant and have been fine, maybe a little bit of discomfort. I wouldn't want to go through one personally, so I get it removed or look for something alternative in that situation. And as for airport metal detectors, I haven't had an opportunity to test one yet, but I have got a international flight coming up in a couple of months, I think. So I'll be able to test it then, and I'll be able to let you know. But people have generally said that no, it isn't an issue. It's such a small little thing; it's not even really detected.
Right. Because I know my stepdad, he has a fake hip, right? Like something like that is going to be detected going through something like this. But
yeah,
that's an easier one to explain than why do you have a magnet in your hand.
Yeah, because it was cool. Mr. Airport Security Man, it was incredibly cool, and I really wanted one. And yeah, the one thing I read about was that people are experiencing like their magnetic sense in like dreams, like dreaming and experiencing the magnet, like the sense of it, and that would be really cool. I don't dream often. I only dream every couple of months, so I would really like to have a dream where I feel like magnetic fields, but I don't know.
So besides obviously, you know, being a party trick, which, you know, is neat, like what can you actually do with it?
Well, the other day, actually, just one thing that I do quite frequently is when my laptop's off and I want to tell how much charge it has without having to turn it on and go through all the boot process. I just put my hand near its power brick and feel the field, and then if it's like, so I can feel a field. It's essentially like a fluttering. Think of someone like blowing on your hand, but you feel that sensation slightly under your skin. It's not exactly something that's easy to explain, but essentially that sensation. And when my computer's really low, I can put my hand near my computer's power brick and really feel it, like it's really fluttering, and I can really tell it's going. And as it charges up, that sensation goes away. So I can vaguely gauge how much power it's got without having to turn my computer on. So that's a really handy one. Like that is really good. Picking up paper clips off the floor when I'm trying to be cool is a good one, because I've got lots of paper clips around because paper clips are so much fun to play with. So that's another one. I diagnosed a microwave the other day.
Okay.
Assuming the microwave isn't shielded fantastically well, I can feel the sensation from the microwave when it's on. So I use that to help diagnose a broken one a little while ago.
That feels mildly concerning.
No, it's fine. It's fine. All microwaves you can get a bit of a feel from. But some are stronger than others, which is the mildly concerning part. But yeah, just lots of day-to-day uses and day-to-day sensing things around you that you wouldn't necessarily expect otherwise, and just picking up on things and going, oh, that's interesting, or oh, that's magnetic, and
Mhm.
oh, I didn't know that that was magnetic, or I didn't know that would give off a signal, or anything like that. It's really cool in that regard.
Mhm.
So
Well, how strong is the magnet? Because you mentioned like picking up paper clips, but like if you were to have a chain of them, how many would you be able to pick up?
I did count this at one point, and then promptly forgot.
Mhm.
I think I had about 14 going, and then
Okay.
I ran out of paper clips. Um, but yeah, you can get quite a bit going together,
Mhm.
but it does fluctuate a little bit in strength.
Mhm.
So when I first got it in, it wasn't super strong. But past couple of months, like past month especially,
Mhm.
it seems to have gotten stronger again. So I
Mhm.
can feel things better and I can lift things better.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, so that's something to consider. Oh, and another use that just popped into my mind is when I want to discreetly turn off my computer,
Mhm.
I just put my hand over the lid switch, and 'cause it's got a magnet in it, and it has a magnetic lid switch, it just turns it off. It's
Mhm.
fantastic. I need to place it very specifically, but when I do, it just logs off real
Mhm.
good. Great when someone's looking over your shoulder and you don't want to be like conspicuous by reaching up for the power button.
Mhm.
Just magic.
So a magnet's obviously it's just a magnet, but like, what do other people do? I don't really know much about this space. Like, what are other things people might do in this space?
So there's a whole scene in this sort of like transhumanism sort of thing.
Mhm.
So lots of people get like RFID or NFC chips,
Mhm.
so they can unlock like office doors or have links to their websites in their hand or
I do
whatever.
remember someone, I think it was in Sydney, did this with whatever their like train card system is called. And I think the card ended up like being denied at some point. So they
Oh
just
yes, yes, I did read about that one.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, because I think he got in trouble because his card wasn't. He didn't have the actual physical card. He had
Mm.
taken all the bits out of it, like just the antenna, and gotten that implanted.
Mhm.
So it wasn't valid as a card. That's part of their terms of service. That when you're using a card, you have the card,
Mhm.
but his was in his hand or wherever. So that was why he was denied in that case.
Mhm.
Um, but I believe that his implant was fine in that
Mhm.
regard. So it's certainly something you can do. I'm not sure if it was actually he got the card implanted or if he just cloned it onto something.
Yeah, I'm not.
Could-
I don't fully remember the details. It's a long time ago when I read the story.
Yeah, nor do I. But that's certainly something you can do, and you can do that with credit cards as well.
Mhm.
Australian credit cards and debit cards and that. Um, you can't have them in like implants
Mhm.
because of certain things about wearables and that. There are only certain permitted things. You could a few years ago, but you can't at the moment, to my knowledge.
Mhm.
So if you want to get your card implanted into you, you can send off your card and get the little chip in it,
Mhm.
assuming it's the right type of card, um, separated from its plastic shell and then bundled up and coated in a biosafe material and then sent back to you to
Mhm.
get someone to implant it for you.
Mhm.
And then you can have your card implanted in your hand and you can just tap and pay with your hand or your arm or your elbow or wherever you want to get it implanted.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that's certainly a cool use. But other people get blinkies. So blinkies are little chips like my magnet, about the same size,
Mhm.
and they have little LEDs in them, so they can light up. So lots and lots of funky things people are doing.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, the magnet was the one I wanted, and I found the most kind of use cases for. Um, just being able to do things with magnets is sick.
Mhm. Do you have any concerns with having it in there?
MRIs,
Mhm.
because uh, MRIs, big magnet,
Sure.
small
No, I mean
magnet.
like general health concerns with having that implanted.
No, not really. It's coated in a completely biosafe glass material,
Mhm.
so it's it's not going to leach into my body or anything unless it
Mhm.
was really damaged. But if it was damaged, I'd be able to tell
Mhm.
because my hand would be funny,
Mhm.
and also I would know if it's damaged, because if it's damaged, my hand sustains some sort of pain. So I'd be able to tell fairly quick. And I got it implanted in such a place in my hand that it's really quite a fleshy bit. That side of your hand's really quite fleshy. So it's going to absorb any shock, really.
Right.
So I've not really got any health concerns about it. Someone feared that it might attract all of the iron in my blood into that specific location and then would block my bloodstream and I'd die. Don't know about that one.
Yeah, no, if that was the case, I think MRIs would be killing people pretty quickly.
Yeah. Ooh, that would be a bad way to go, wouldn't it? But yeah, not really any health concerns other than in an urgent situation, MRIs, someone coming up to me with a giant electromagnet for giggles and ripping it out my hand, or it being damaged. But it being damaged would be such a... I'd have a lot bigger issues, we'll say that.
Right, because I was going to say, like, I would be concerned with, like, knocking that part of my hand.
But during healing, you definitely have to be careful. But, like, right now, I can smash it against things, and I don't even notice it's there unless I feel a magnetic field like the ones in my laptop chassis. So, yeah, it's not really an issue from a taking damage perspective. There was, I think, the previous iteration of the magnet I have now, there was a failure when someone, I think, got their hand stepped on by a horse or something to that effect.
Well,
so
yeah, I think you're going to have more concerns if you get stepped on by a horse.
Yeah, I believe that was the failure method for one of them. Don't quote me on it. But yeah, that's obviously a point of failure.
Right, yeah. If you do enough damage to break your hand,
yeah. Then yeah, you've got bigger issues.
Yeah, you've got a broken hand as well.
Yeah, same thing with it hitting like the Curie temp and the magnet becoming useless. Someone cited that to me. They were like, "But if it gets super hot, then it will, like it won't work as a magnet." If my hand gets hot enough for the magnet to hit the Curie temp, I've got so many.
What is that
issues.
number? I don't know what that number is.
Rather high. From memory, I think it was 200 degrees.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that right?
How do you spell it?
Curie temp.
I
think it's for the. No, okay, it's okay, about 300. But
yeah, I think
300 to 400. So, again, if that's an issue for me,
you're dead.
I've got much bigger issues. But yeah, it's generally pretty safe, and people have had magnets for a long time. It's not an entirely new thing, and it's manufactured by a reputable company. Dangerous Things are fantastic, and their support's really good. So, yeah, completely happy with it. And my installer was fantastic as well. So, haven't got really too many stresses there.
Okay, yeah, I was just kind of curious about it. As I said, I wasn't really that. The only thing I'd known about this space was the one person with the train card. That's pretty much all I'd heard about it. Like I feel like I'd heard someone maybe doing this in the past, but I didn't really know like what exactly people were doing.
Yeah, it's a really exciting space, and there are some people on the really cutting edge who are doing really insane things, like putting in huge implants and like stretching the skin around it and doing it themselves and just going at their hand with scalpels and things. Not quite my style, but certainly I'm appreciative of them putting their bodies on the line so I can get crazy stuff like this done.